What I really love about Connecticut 18th century furniture is that it's so idiosyncratic and so purely American. This shop tradition that made this desk, made in the 18th century in the Middletown area, really was a tradition that started in the 17th century by settlers in that area. And they really weren't influenced by English immigrants that settled in Boston and other parts. They really developed their own style.
Right, especially here in the Connecticut Valley. These shops were really near the river. They were near a major waterway, so they were getting some influences from other places. Maybe from some Boston furniture that was coming in, some pieces coming in. But they developed their own styles. And that's so wonderful. Now this desk here, a slant front, which opens up.
Let's pull the lopers out.
Supported by these lopers, which a lot of times these lids get broken off because people forget to pull those lopers out.
That's right. This one never broke. Yeah.
Right, but a desk like this would have been in the home, would have been a status symbol in the home, right? It would have showed that the owner, generally the man of the house,
that's right,
was a man of letters.
And business.
A businessman, and would have kept the letters up in these cubby holes. And you forget, that when you wrote a letter, you had to wait sometimes a few months to get a reply back, so you had to keep a copy of the letter that you wrote in the desk.
And we know from sometimes from inscriptions inside the drawers, and we'll take a look to see if we can find any. It wasn't only letters, of course. They were account books.
Right.
They were documents. It was money. Ledgers, money. I mean,
once you get inside, you have the things we talked about, the documents, right?
This is like an 18th century version of a file of fax, of a Palm Pilot, a computer, and inside here's this document drawer, which is also locked, correctly?
It's a prospect door.
It's locked.
Yeah, and it's interesting that the lock is a wonderful little lock down low rather than up high. That's kind of unusual. That's a really neat thing. And absolutely original. Look, there's no other mark up high.
Let's take a look.
Look at the leather hinges, Les.
That's great.
Did it always have leather hinges?
Well, actually, I heard that the owner was actually a tanner. So
I think that the authors of the survey discovered that, right?
That's right.
So here he's got all the leather he wants.
That's right.
Nice leather hinges.
We need to take these out.
Let's do this carefully.
Is there a secret?
Okay, well, look, sometimes these. Look at that.
That comes out.
Carved to look like two valances, but it's one. A little wonderful little drawer.
Now let's see if there's a...
Oh, these are great.
There's sometimes a little secret.
Okay.
Can you get that?
I don't know. Let's see. You know what? I think I've got... Wait, it takes a little bit of... There's a spring. A little spring lock in a hole. Wait a minute.
That come out?
Let's see. We'll have to... Oops, I got it.
Oh, you got it.
Let's move these out of the way. Do I get any points for that? Okay, I think I should.
I'll get you a cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee later.
Look at that. Now here's chalk inscriptions. Look absolutely 18th century to me. They could be early 19th, but they could be 19th century. But this says, and also in ink here, $34.
Whatever that means, right?
Well, it could have held.
Could have been some note from the owner.
Money because look at here.
So these hidden drawers.
These are secret document drawers. This should come out if we just tap a little bit. Let's carefully tap this.
These originally would have had little leather tabs with nails, and now those have gotten pulled off. Now, if I find money, it's mine. Okay?
No, I'm the one that saw the inscription.
Actually, but
anything in there?
I'll just dump it out over here. No, there's nothing in there. No.
That's great, because these were obviously hidden, and there's no question that sometimes money was, on these desks, sometimes money was hidden. I think that I read that there were actually some letters having to do with taxes. He was also, as a public duty, was a tax collector. The owner of this desk.
Okay,
I read that, which is kind of interesting. So, look at, actually, look, there's another little lid here. It looks like a secret lid.
You'd be a good robber, you know that? You know right where to go.
Well, look at that. Now this comes out, and what do you know? There's boxes in there. Little hidden boxes.
Okay.
And they haven't been used much, not a lot of wear. There's 3 of them, one I can see.
See, don't tell Leslie where your slant front desk is in your home. He's going to find that secret drawer.
That's great, though.
He's good. That's the one thing I love, Les, is that because no air has gotten in there, or relatively little air has gotten in, that these hidden parts are not oxidized.
Absolutely.
Not darkened by the color of age. That looks like it was made yesterday.
And it goes to show you, sometimes when pieces are preserved like that, there's no oxidation.
Right.
You know, even on the auction, at the auction exhibitions, people will look at a piece and say, "Oh, look at that! It's fresh looking.
It must be replaced."
It must be replaced, but in fact, it's totally original. It's just that air hasn't gotten in there. So that's just like the day it was made.
So you have 3 of them down in there.
Three of them down in there.
3
Let's
of
put
them.
these back.
Now, I love to wonder what was hidden in there at one point. You know, were they love letters, with money,
Could have been,
all kinds of things.
Could have been a combination.
Yeah, that's great.
Now that we've taken this apart, you've got to get this back together, you know? Lee?
Okay, we can do that. We'll get it back.
So Lee and I have separated the slant front desk section, the case section, from this beautiful frame.
Yeah.
And this is great to see it separate, isn't it,
It
Lee?
sure is.
Look
Now,
at that.
the authors of the book have actually found more than a half dozen desks from the Middletown, Connecticut area that were made just like this, with the case on top of a separately made frame with short cabriole legs like this.
That's right, and that's one of the great things about trying to identify furniture from the Connecticut River Valley area.
Right.
Is that all these areas had very distinct shop practices.
That's right.
And this was really, it's one of the ways we can attribute regions
Right.
in America. Now, a lot of people are probably asking, you know, here's this claw and ball foot in the front, both front feet, the claw with the ball, and in the back, here's a pad foot.
A simple pad foot.
Exactly.
Right.
What do you think?
Well, you know, as you do see it in other regions as well, right? I've seen
Right.
it in Boston pieces,
Right.
Newport pieces, New York, where they have a more fancy foot in the front versus the back. What do you think?
No, I think that well, certainly it would have cost more to have 4 claw and ball feet.
Yes.
Cost more money. I think it's a matter of the way it was ordered
Because
originally.
these took more time to carve, right?
Absolutely.
A little more than
This is turn and much more simple. So
is
that's
right.
maybe one reason.
They were
It
saving
also
money.
could be a stylistic preference of the area, of the region.
But whatever it is, it's a beautiful, wonderful S-curve here. And I love the shaping on the
Oh.
skirt, the seama
It
with these little
dances.
spurs. And this is one of the things that makes me so excited about Connecticut Valley furniture, that whimsical nature, you know, aspect of it.
A lot of personality.
You want to look inside, or let's see.
Oh, look
Ooh,
at that.
look at
You have
that.
the original. There's those rosehead nails. They look absolutely original.
Absolutely original. Looks like a maple strip, would you say?
This is a
here?
strip to hold the case onto the
Yeah.
frame.
Yeah,
You can see it right there.
Kept it from sliding all the way down, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
And what is that, maple in there, Lee?
Yeah, it looks like maple, and you know, the neat thing is that you see these wormholes, and you remember where we learned early on, you said, well, now watch out for wormholes. If you see wormholes, it might be from England or
Right.
somewhere else. Well, here in America, worms and insects, in fact, loved maple. This beautiful cherrywood desk gives a whole new meaning to the term home office, but I'll tell you, I'll take it over my desktop computer any day of the week.